This past week, former Republican Speaker of the House and failed vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan traveled to South Carolina to make his very first endorsement and a very rare Paul Ryan appearance for incumbent Republican Congressman Tom Rice of South Carolina. And during his little speech, where he was talking about the virtues of Rice, who did in fact vote to impeach Trump, Paul Ryan had this to say. There were a lot of people who wanted to vote like Tom, but who just didn't have the guts to do it. There are a lot of people who say they're going to vote their conscience, they're going to vote for the Constitution, they're going to vote for their convictions, but when it gets hard to do that, they don't do it. This is just a crystal clear case where you have a hard-working, effective senior member of Congress who deserves re-election versus people who are just trying to be celebrities who may be trying to help Trump with his vengeance. That's not who voters want. Voters want people focused on their solutions, not on Trump's vengeance. And that, to me, is a really clear-cut case here. So when I found this story, several things popped into my head. First and foremost, why does anybody care what Paul Ryan says? Why would Paul Ryan's endorsement of Tom Rice carry any weight at all? Ryan's been out of politics for 4 or 5 years now. He hasn't even made a ton of public appearances, right? It's not like he went and became a commentator on Fox News or any of the other conservative outlets. He didn't start a podcast as far as I know. I think he's got a little organization, but they're really not even that big or popular. Nobody talks about Paul Ryan anymore. So why even bother? But then I made a realization. Paul Ryan wants to position himself as the sane Republican, the wonky guy, right? I mean, that's the reputation he had, like, oh, he's a policy wonk. He's a smart guy, knows what he's doing. No, he's not. He's a Tea Party idiot. Unfortunately, being a Tea Party idiot doesn't carry the same stigma that it did 12 years ago. 12 years ago, they were the wackos. But now, compared to the MAGA wackos, they look almost rational by comparison. So they get off easy now. So Paul Ryan reemerges, makes himself look like a sane Republican who says, I'm not all in on Trump. Trump just wants vengeance. We need to get things done. We need a hard worker like Tom Rice. But this isn't about Tom Rice. This is about Paul Ryan. Now, here's my prediction. If we see more from Paul Ryan in the coming months, if and only if Paul Ryan goes out there, starts doing more speeches, starts doing more endorsements, then I think we can make a safe bet that Paul Ryan is positioning himself to run for president in 2024. And let's be honest, he may have a shot at it. Like I said, the stigma that came with those Tea Party people, which Paul Ryan was absolutely right there with them, 12 years ago, you couldn't have made it. Yeah, you could get elected to Congress, but you're not going to go beyond that. It's not there anymore. People have already forgotten about it. And if he can position himself as not one of those MAGA wackos, that's going to appeal to rational Republicans. That's going to appeal to independents here in the United States who are unhappy with President Biden and the Democrats' performance. Paul Ryan is a sleeper candidate at this point. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. We're going to wait, see what happens over the next few months. If he keeps putting himself out there, I think that's a good indication that something bigger is around the corner. But it's something to keep an eye on, because this is the kind of guy who can sneak in here, grab the rational Republicans and the moderates and the independents, and absolutely run away with a 2024 presidential win.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.